Now, our next guest says that the entire saga is part of an inside hit job meant to hobble Biden and basically end his 2024 aspirations before his campaign even started. Now, here to explain why is Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Congressman, now Fox is reporting that any decision from Biden is not going to come until after he delivers the State of the Union. So what do you ultimately expect that decision to be now?
Well, things in Washington aren't always what they seem. Consider this. It was Joe Biden's Democrat personal lawyer that was rummaging around his stuff looking for what? Evidence of a crime that his septuagenarian client committed 9 years ago. And then he alerts the Democrat staff at the White House that does the absolute worst thing you could possibly do. They sat on the information. They should have diffused the Trump matter and then inoculated themselves in the process. Then the moment this is leaked to CBS, you have the Democrat Biden Department of Justice appoint a special counsel. And now the big tell is that even Joe Biden's strongest allies in the Congress, like Senator Coons, are saying that they approve of the appointment of a special counsel to criminally investigate the president. Maybe the deep state and a lot of these Democrats have figured out that they'd rather roll with Gavin Newsom than Joe Biden. The Republicans might not even have to help the Democrats take out their trash.
Well, Congressman, before President Biden answered the question on the classified docs today, he snapped. Watch.
You know, I will answer the question, but here's the deal. You know, what quite frankly bugs me is that we have a serious problem here we're talking about what's going on, and the American people don't quite understand why you don't ask me questions about that.
Now, Congressman, first of all, Gavin Newsom is ominously standing right behind him, which is kind of eerie. But, you know, he seems to be cracking up in front of our eyes, President Biden. He's glued to his briefing paper. He seems kind of out of it after he gives a few remarks. He still seems kind of lost on stage.
Joe Biden's mad, and he should be. His own Department of Justice is now criminally investigating him. His own staff put him in a terrible position by sitting on this information, and his own lawyer was searching around for the evidence of a paperwork crime from almost a decade ago. So I get why Joe Biden's mad, and you could see Gavin Newsom's thought bubble in the background. He's actually measuring the drapes inside the Oval Office right now. But remember, just because the permanent bureaucratic state picked Joe Biden over Donald Trump in 2020, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to pick Joe Biden going forward in 2024. They may realize he is addled and breaking apart, and they care about power for the left. Don't forget that. It's not about Joe Biden. It's about maintaining power for the political left, and they may think that he's a bad bet going forward.
Now, this moment, Congressman from CNN, lends credence to your theory. Watch.
Despite his denials, a CNN review of the laptop data, as well as other public material, shows that Joe Biden did interact with some of his son's associates while serving as vice president, though it's unclear exactly what was discussed.
Congressman, quickly, if CNN is turning its over, I mean, what's happening? What's going on here?
I'm old enough to remember when CNN told us that the laptop was Russian disinformation, and now all of a sudden they're weaponizing the truth against Joe Biden. He is looking more and more troubled as a candidate going forward, and I don't think it's just a coincidence that this leak went to CBS News right as the cement is starting to harden around Joe Biden's decision to assemble a political team and prepare for the upcoming primary. So blood's in the water, and I think the Democrats are circling the carcass.
All right, Congressman Gaetz, good to see you. Thank you. Now, our next guest